Hello, guys. Welcome back to my live. Um, I'm happy to be here, guys. It's been a while, but I am happy to be here. I'm just gonna wait and see if some people are gonna join, and then we can start this live. If you're here, please let me know. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me? All right. So the first thing I'm gonna be doing is misting my face, like so, with this mister, just to add some just add some moisture to my face. So this mister is pretty cooling, so I like that. All right. All right, guys. Welcome to my live. If you're new here and you've never seen me before, welcome to my live. My name is Jenna. I am a makeup artist based in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, and I do a live video every day showing you how to do makeup. So welcome to class, guys. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for being back here. Welcome to class. So, the thing with my makeup, I like to prep my skin as usual, and then I go ahead and do the makeup full. Okay. So now I started by misting my face. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to tone my face, and then after toning, I'm going to apply my serum, then moisturize, and then prime. So it's basically like a 4 step for me, or sometimes 5 step, depending on what I'm trying to do. The brand that I'm using is the Thayers, and I'm just doing this. Hi, welcome to my live. It's good to have you here. Do give my video a thumbs up, guys. Guys, please give my video a thumbs up, share, like, comment, and as always, you can always go back to my videos. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something very dear and special to me. So to stick around, you might want to stick around to hear. And also, hi Seth, welcome to my live. Um, I'm seeing you here for the first time because I don't think I've seen you here before. So welcome to my live. I am a makeup artist based in Ontario, Canada. Hi Zoya, welcome to my live. How are you? Oh, thank you. I guess this painting is becoming a tourist attraction in my life. Everyone loves the painting. But thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm just starting my makeup. I start by prepping my skin first. I use the mister, and this little mister is from a brand called Omari Code. And then, oh, you're from Iran. I am from Nigeria. So I'm using the mister first, and then the next thing I'm going to be using is my toner, and then my serum, and then my moisturizer, and then I finish everything up with a primer. So I've gone ahead and I've toned my skin. I'm going to be applying my primer, sorry, my serum, and this is from the brand called Beauty of Johnson. You can see like the Korean inscription here. This is their glow serum. Okay, this light is just, this is their glow serum. So it has niacinamide and propolis. I think it's bee propolis. So I like to put some on my skin, and this really moisturizes my skin and gives me a very nice glow. So, oh, thank you, Zoya. Thank you for being here. I like, I like that you people are engaging. That is what I like. So, thank you, thank you. Where are you watching from, guys? If you're here, where are you watching from? This video I am making from Canada. Where are you watching from? And I'm just placing this like so. And I like to apply it on my neck, but I'm being very careful because I don't want to throw off my mic. Guys, can you hear me clearly? Just confirm. Can you hear me clearly, please? So I'm just gonna let this dry, and then I will go ahead and apply my moisturizer. I like to use a fan to give it a quick dry. Okay. So I like to mix it with this. This is the thirst drop. This is their yeah, their thirst burst, not drop. Hi, just some weird kid. Oh, hi, welcome to my live. Thank you. Where are you watching from? I have run out of this, so I'm just going to be using my moisturizer. And I like to use my hand. You can always use a brush if that is what you're comfortable with. Oh, nice. I am in Ontario, Canada. What part of Canada are you watching from? So I like to use my hand to place it and simply just moisturize it into my skin just to get it sitting pretty. All right. Now, when this is dry, oh, Toronto, nice. Toronto is nice, although I haven't really been. I always pass through Toronto, but I haven't been. But it's really busy. It reminds me of home. I I am from Nigeria and I stayed in the capital while I was in Nigeria, so it's pretty busy. So Toronto always reminds me of the capital city. So oh, you like Brazil and Canada. I haven't really traveled anywhere else. Canada is like the first place I'm traveling from home. So it's different terrain, but I find that a lot of things are pretty similar, so not too bad. The most similar thing being that we speak English back home as well, so that is a very good thing. But there are some culture shocks. Oh, you can find a job for someone in Iran. Oh, altitude. What is altitude like? What kind of company is altitude? I think I'm hearing it for the first time. So I'm applying my primer, and once again, I'm going to show you the brand I'm using. I'm using the Milk Hydro. Okay. So guys, I am just doing my prep, then I'm going to get into this chat. I'm going to be talking about something very dear to me. It might offend some people, but then that's okay. Oh, the world at the height. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That is a pretty daring job. That is nice. So I'm a student, but then I work as a caregiver. All right. So I'm going to dry this quickly so that I can go ahead and start this makeup tutorial. So this is basically what I call a prep. The prep is simply preparing your face to like take on all that makeup products. So a good prep involves cleansing your face. Your face has to be washed, or you wipe it down with like a clean towel and water. Just make sure that your face is clean and doesn't have like products on it. If you have products you're going to build up, if you have products and you just go and put on makeup, you will have like irritations on your skin and stuff like that. Then the second thing is you want to make sure that your face is well hydrated. You want to see that your face is well hydrated, and then again, the last thing is that you want to make sure that your primer is sitting on your face pretty. So once you are able to cleanse your face, moisturize, and then prime your face, that really makes um what do you call it? That makes your prep pretty good, right? So you can do like 3-step prep, you can do a 4-step prep depending on what your skin needs and also depending on what you yourself you want. All right, so now that my prep is done, I'm going to go ahead into my makeup video and we can start this chat. So I will just be showing you guys the products and then I will be chatting as well. So I like to use a mixing palette to get my products, and I like to mix two brands here. No, I'm not from Toronto, I'm from Nigeria, but I'm based in Canada. So I'm using the V Beauty in the shade Maroon 8, and I will be mixing this with this to get my perfect shade. So, um, my name is Jenna, like I said. I'm a makeup artist. I was born and raised in Nigeria. I moved to Canada to study. Um, I came here to study business, master's in business. But then I am here. It's been an interesting like what do you call it? It's been an interesting movement, an interesting shift. I've had like culture shocks. I've also learned so much from being in this country. So that being said, um, like I said, I was raised in Nigeria. So my education, most of my education was back in Nigeria, and my family as well, Nigeria. Um, I was brought up a Catholic, a Christian. So I am Christian, and Christianity is actually a big part of me. So that's what I'll be talking about today. So get your get your popcorn, whatever, and just get ready to chat. We can also like have questions, like you can ask me questions, I'll be answering in the comments, and let's chat. So as much as I can remember, I was always in church, right? So I grew up in the church. I went to Christian schools. I went to a boarding school for my high school. It's pretty popular back home in Nigeria. We have a lot of boarding schools um, back home. They are popular because, like, they are really different, right? They are very different. They kind of ground you and all that, but then it's really tough on kids, right? So it has its good sides and it has its bad sides. But personally speaking, I would say my experience in boarding school shaped me into the kind of person that I am. So it won't be the same experience for someone else, right? Someone else who would have gone to the same school with me wouldn't have had the exact same experience. For them, it could have been like a troublesome experience. But personally speaking, I'll say it was good for me. It was a Christian school, Catholic too. I'm Catholic, born and raised Catholic. So I've always known the church, right? So uh, I learned Catholic values and all of that. But oh, this is sweet. Today, what I'm going to be talking about, like the church and Christianity, is because something happened earlier this year, and it kind of opened my eyes to the importance of like actually sharing that part of my life with people. Just because you never know who can learn something from that, or your experience with God, your walk with God, you don't know who might learn from it. So, like I said earlier, I am a caregiver. So, earlier this year, I had a client that I was working with, and then something happened. The client, I came to the client, and this day, the client said, he, the client just mentioned something about like their faith, right? Because they were on a work, like a walk or a journey with Christ, right? And the client mentioned something. I said, I didn't know you were Christian. And I was like, oh wow. It actually hit me because in in my life I never thought that I actually didn't carry my Christian character or my Christian person around. I always thought that he was always there with me. So when my client said that, it really it really bothered me, and it really got to my mind. And I was like, wow, maybe actually if I share this part of my life with people, they won't actually dissociate it from me, right? So here's me sharing it. So, like I said, I was raised Christian, so I've always gone to church, I've always known church, I've always loved being in church. And particularly when I moved to Canada, something different happened. I would say I kind of had like that experience or reawakening with God. And that's actually, it actually changed my life, right? It changed my life. I got to see different God differently. And this, I would say, could be anyone's story, because there are a lot of us who grew up in the church. We always went to church on Sundays, but I would say until you experience God for yourself, you might not really get to know God or get to experience God in that way until you open up yourself first of all. Because I would say I was actually always thinking and feeling that I just wanted to get close to God. So if you're here and you're like that, you just like, I don't know, but I would just like to learn about God. I would say that you're already in the right direction, right? Once you desire to know God, or to learn about Him, or just you have that desire to be around Him or to know what God is about, you're already on the first step towards finding God. And I would say that was exactly what happened to me. I knew that I knew God, but then I wanted it to be more personal. I wanted it to be something different, something that I could feel as personal and closer. And then I started a journey of reading my Bible. And the more I read my Bible, the closer I got to God. He started revealing Himself to me. He started showing me things about Him that were beautiful. And then for the first time in my life, it actually made sense to be close to my Maker. Now, I would like to say, if you know hearing the word Jesus just infuriates you or makes you upset, then you might actually ask yourself why. That's number one. You might want to ask yourself why. Why does this bother me so much? Is it because it convicts me about my attitude, or it convicts me about like my character, the things that I am doing in my life that are not good? You have to ask yourself why this thing gets to you so much. So once again, if that is you, you might actually go on the journey with yourself to find out why. And when you find out why, I do hope it actually brings you closer to wanting to get to that place with God. Because I would say it just does something to your life. It changes your life, your perspective about things, your perspective about people, and also it just helps you also learn your purpose, learn why God created you. So that brings me to the greatest story. What is the greatest story? The greatest story is this, that a man created, there was this being, he created a world, a universe, he created so many things, animals, plants, trees, stars, name it. And he created them all. And when he was done, he felt like I should create this being that I will call man, and he will be like me. So he created man. And when he created man, he gave man charge of everything that he had created and said, "You're now in charge." But then man fell, and um, everything that man was given was collected back from him because he fell. And he could no longer be trusted with um, all those things, right? But then the one who created man loved man so much, and he intervened to save man from sabotage, from destroying himself. So he created rules. He created people. He rose people to help man from sabotaging himself. And although his efforts to help man did not fully yield, he went ahead and did his final plan. And what was his final plan? He sent his son Jesus to die for this man that he loved so much. And when he sent his son, the people or the man that he loved so much decided to kill his only son. They crucified him, they spat on him, they treated him badly, and eventually they killed him. But according to his ultimate plan, he made sure that his son who was crucified didn't die in vain. He rose him again, and this was his ultimate plan of salvation, that people will be saved once they believe in the name of Jesus and they declare with their hearts that Jesus died and rose again and saved them. They will be saved, and they will join him in the on the ultimate day when he comes back to pay people for what they have done. So that is the ultimate story. So that when you believe in Jesus and his name and his blood that he sacrificed for you, and you believe that he died to save you, you will indeed be saved. Now, why many people struggle with this is because they don't understand that they need God more than God needs them. Many times we think that we're doing God like a favor by believing in him, by walking with him. We feel like we're doing God a favor. But the truth is, we aren't doing God a favor. Instead, he is doing us a favor by drawing us closer to himself. It is like this: when you take a fish out of water, what happens to the fish? The fish dies. When you take a plant from the soil, the plant dies. So the same thing happens to man. When you take man from the Creator, who is his root, who is his source, the same thing happens to man. He dies. The things that happen to us in this world that we don't understand, the struggles that some of us are struggling, the 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 uncertainties that we are facing, the fears that we're going through. We don't understand that if we surrendered everything to God, He would make everything better. He will make everything. Hi Glitchy, how are you? Welcome to my life. We don't understand that when we surrender our lives to God, that He helps us to be better. There's some of us that don't even know that we have so much potential, but because we think that God is fighting us, or we think that God is against us, we don't understand that there's so much more that we can do, but only, oh, thank you, Glitchy. I'm glad that you're back. We don't understand that if only we could just surrender our lives to Him, and if only that we can allow Him show us the way, that He will take us to heights that we never even imagined. Some of us think that our life is just, hi XC, we just think that our life is just basic. We're just made to, I don't see Didi here. We think that we're just made to come, live, and then die. No, we have a purpose. And as long as you're working in your purpose in life, you find so much fulfillment, and you will find out that there is so much more to life. So today, I finally decided to talk about this part of my life because I know that it is something that has changed me. It is something that has transformed my life, not just to live for myself, but to live for other people, um, to get value, right? I think the ultimate gift of your life is being of value to somebody else. And you may not fully accomplish that if God isn't there, because sometimes the value you think you might be giving to people may not actually be the purpose for which you were created, right? It might not be the purpose for which you were created. And you might be asking, how can I give? How can I serve God? Or how can I um, use my life to do something good for God? It starts first with trying to get to know Him. And I believe the way you can know God is by reading His Word, reading the scriptures. Because if you read the first, I think, sentence in the Bible says, "In the beginning was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and yeah, and the Word was God." So that means the very nature of the the Bible is God's. Hi Zook TV, how are you? I'm glad to see you. The very nature of the Bible, the way the Bible was created, is so that you can know God, you can learn about Him, and you can bask in His presence. That is the nature of the Bible. And it's funny because even people who have gone out of their way, there's so many stories, even movies, of people who have gone out of their way to try to bring down the Bible. They're like, oh, it's not real. The word is this, is that. Many people who actually ended up studying the Bible, who tried to disprove it, who tried to prove that the word didn't mean anything to them, or it didn't carry this value, they actually ended up becoming Christians, because the Bible is such a beautiful mystery. No matter how you try to disprove it, something about it just pulls you and reels you inside of it, right? Am I gonna stream? Maybe, hopefully, I will stream on March 3rd. It's a long way. We're still in October, but I believe I should. So, like, that is, hi Veronica. I'm happy that you're here. Welcome to my live. So that is one thing that I find that is very mysterious about the Bible. No matter, even if you try to disprove it, even if you try to argue with it, the moment you get into it, I'm telling you, it transforms your life. And it doesn't transform your life for the worse, it actually transforms your life for the better. And it gives you this joy that actually makes you want to share the word with other people. No, I don't believe in zodiac signs. I'm sorry. I don't believe in it. It makes you want to actually get to know about this God, get to know his nature, his character, and also want to make you to share that joy with other people. The beauty of Christianity is the joy that you get from it. When you get that joy, you can't keep it in, you can't contain it, right? You can't contain it. No matter how you try, it's always yearning to burst out. It's always yearning to feed people. It's always yearning to get to other people. Like it's always trying to reach out to other people. So today, if you are that someone who has never heard of the Bible, thank God you're hearing it from me today for the first time. And I hope that you would actually try to read it. Even if you want to just disprove that the things in the Bible don't make sense, I will tell you, start from there. You would see that everything makes sense. And the beautiful thing about it is that God's Spirit is embedded in the Bible. So much so that if you try to disprove it, it reels you in and shows you that everything is true. There are a lot of medical sciences that have proved that even the death of Jesus was very real. So no matter how you might try only if you have actually chosen, right, that this will never ever. Hi Glitchy, I hear you, I see you. Only if you've chosen that this will never be something I'm open to, then in that way, no matter what anyone does, you will always disprove of it because to you, you don't want to open up your mind. And God will never ever force you, right? I keep on asking you, why should I say that word? I don't know. Why should I say the number? If you let me know why I should say it, then I will say it. I'm not just going to say it when I don't know why. Okay. Anyways, if if you open up your heart, if your heart is open up to letting God lead you, to letting Him show you His way, His word, then He will do it, and He will do it in a way that you wouldn't only it wouldn't only benefit you, but then it will benefit other people. I think I find that the best thing about knowing God and getting close to Him is that you no longer live just to please yourself, not to just make money. You try to glorify God and you try to make His name known abroad, and that way, right, you end up creating value to other people and to yourself, right? So I hope you come back to this video and you watch it over and over again so that somehow it convicts you or it convinces you that Jesus is and will always be the perfect choice. God is the good choice. If you choose to, let me tell you, if you do choose to get closer to God, to know Him, to love Him for yourself, what you are going to get is number one, eternal life. So we know that we're not just living on this earth just to live and just disappear or whatever. No, there is a place called heaven, and it is also It is also high thunder. The best thing about knowing God is that when we get closer to Him, when we do His will, it means that we are working towards always being with Him and never separated from Him. Because if you live the life that you think is fulfilling and then you die and you end up not being close to God, the problem with that is that you can never get um you can never ever get away from like that state. It's like a final state, which is why now that we're here on earth, we can fix that, right? We can fix that by accepting Jesus, by letting him be our savior, and also by connecting with him through his word and through our community, which is the church. So one thing I would say is that I've never ever regretted being Christian or being or knowing God. Because don't get me wrong, it's not the easiest thing. It's hard, especially in an ever-changing world where things are being changed, policies are being like they affect the overall outcome of life. But ultimately, the one who the one who is close to God, the one who is ever yearning for God doesn't have to worry about those things because God will lead you and protect you and take care of you in all, not some, in all circumstances. Even when you don't see like everything going well, even when nothing is going well, God has a way of making a way for His children, for His people. So today, I hope that I was able to help you see God differently, number one. No, I don't speak Spanish. I only speak English and a little bit of French, and then my native language, which is Igbo. So, like I said, I hope that today you would see God differently. If you are if you are not if you have been having like issues or struggling with getting to know God or seeing Him differently, I hope that this video helps you to struggle less and give God a chance. Ultimately, that is what this video is about. Just telling you to give God a chance, right? Give Him that chance in your life to show you the way to um to fulfill His purpose in your life and ultimately for your own benefit. Everything that God does in us and through us is actually for our own benefit. And you live your life for God, you are the one that benefits most. God doesn't need anything else. He really doesn't need anything, but we are the ones that need direction. We as human beings, we need purpose, all those things, and we find all of them in God. But the one thing that we can do for God is to praise Him and glorify Him through our lives, through our walking with Him. So I hope today that I was able to convince you that you should start following Jesus, start following God. It is the most important decision that you make in your life and ultimately transform every other sphere of your life. And the funny thing is that it's not so hard, it's pretty easy. So I share this because I've had this nudging in my heart just to share it with somebody. Like I said, being Christian means that you have this joy and this love of God that cannot stay inside of you. You have to share it with other people. And even if you try to suppress it, it's just always there, wanting to be shared with other people. And once again, I will say it, the greatest message is that Jesus died for us. He died for me, He died for you. And all we have to do is to accept it in our hearts that He died for us, draw closer to Him, and allow Him to be our God. So, thank you guys. That was all for today. I hope again that next time when I talk about it, at least you'll be able to tell me that I experienced God for once in my life, right? Or if I'm already experiencing God, if you are that person almost experiencing God, you say, "Oh, I'm already experiencing God and I am happy to do so." So thank you guys. Now let's get back into this makeup video. Oh, I'm sorry, glitchy. So this is, if you're not new here, you know that this is how I do my brows. As simple as this. I like to clean the top. Well, not now. When I'm done, I'll end my stream. I'm trying not to take too much time in my streams anymore. Just because whenever I'm done here, I have to go to like TikTok as well. So I'll be trying to keep my streams pretty short. So my stream is here for at least an hour. So maybe in the next 20 minutes, I'll be ending the stream. So I'm just going to keep on tapping this in. How is that 67? I don't get it. Okay, and as usual, I like to set everything with my setting powder. Oh, okay. This is what it's looking like. Hi, Nia. Welcome to my live. How are you? Okay, this is what we're looking like. I'm gonna take some of that concealer and place it on my eye like this. I've been keeping it really simple with my makeup these days. And I think I'm going to be doing like a simple look today. I don't know. Aw, bless you. Well, it's good that you're alive. When there's life, there's hope. So that's a good thing. So, guys, you always want to blend in and keep on blending in until you have got a smooth wave, like so. And then I like to feather it out, like so. Does she exist? If she didn't exist, she wouldn't be typing, would she? So I'm just blending this like so. Now that is done, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my foundation. I like to use this palette, the Not Ever Beauty Naughty, the Naughty palette by Ever Beauty. So I like to grab my brush, and today I'm going to be using this this shade. It's kind of like a burgundy color, not really. Kind of looks like a purple. So let's work that in and build it up. So I like to place it like so, and I'm just blending it in here, and I'm just gonna keep on building it up like so. And oh, what competition? Oh, I think I remember. Oh, but how have you been practicing? How has the practice for the competition been going? Has it been tough? Oh, good luck with your exams. I'm just placing this here, like so, on Sunday. What kind of exams are you writing on a Sunday? So I like to build up my shadow by placing and placing until I get the right pigmentation. And I'm blending it in here, like so. So I am just blending this in like so. Okay, so far I think I love the build up. Hmm. What exam is that, Glitchy? And Nia, remind me what competition are you doing? Okay. All right, so this is what it looks like. Oh, archery. Oh, wow. All right, you're the archer, I remember. Wow. Were you able to fix your bows, or was it your arrow? Yeah, you split your arrow, right? Were you able to get it fixed? I'm gonna grab another brush, and with this, I'm gonna be blending it upwards. So just to feather it out. Oh, okay. Wow, I wish you good luck in your exams, in your archery, in your exams, Glitchy, in your archery competition. I wish you good luck, lots of luck. That must be tough, but I wish you lots of luck. So I'm using this brush and I'm just packing the shade. This is like a lilac shade. I like it because it just pairs well with that shadow. And I'm keeping it just in this corner. You know, it's such a nice color. From where I am, it looks like a lilac. It's kind of like a pink shade, but it looks like a lilac shade. So I like that. Oh, really? I see. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Now just bring it in here. So Glitch, I didn't get the exam that you're writing. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. Okay. Like that. Just because I am a glitter girl, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of glitter. Mm, so I'm gonna be placing this just here. This is a shimmer shade. And this I'm just placing here. Just in between that shade. Can't really see it though. Okay. This is what it's looking like. Oh, okay. Go ahead, take care. I might not be here when you're back. I'm keeping this real short today just because I have to go on TikTok. So, so this is all for this look. I'm gonna go ahead and place an eyeliner. But today I'm gonna be doing two liners. So I'm gonna start with my regular black liner. And this I'm just going to be placing here like so. And I'm gonna be pulling it out. So for liners, I always say have steady hands. Alright, to pull this in. Yeah, I don't know yet, but hopefully I'm here. March 3rd is still very far, so I don't know. But I hope I'm here. Okay. I'm just closing this. So, Okay, I'm just pulling this up. So, mhm. Oh boy. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to extend this one just because the other one went out. So this is what it looks like. And remember I said I was going to use two different liners. So I'm going to be using this pink. Nia stepped out. Nia is going to be back. So I'm using this liner. This is like a pink glitter liner. And I'm going to be placing it here. I'm just going to place it on top of that black. This basically just elevates the look just a little bit. Adding some sparkles. I'm going to do the same thing for here. And you can go all the way and go in. But today I want to do like a half liner kind of thing for the glitter liner. And this I am just placing like so. I'm going to reinforce that line at the end. And that is pretty much it. This elevates like a regular liner. It elevates your look. I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline. And that will be complete for this look. It's a pretty simple look, I think. I'm using my pencil from Beauty by Wish Wish, and I'm gonna be doing this and just lining that waterline, doing this here. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here. And this is what I'm doing. And that is it, guys. All right, I'm almost out, guys. So I'm gonna put some mascara. Like so. I'm gonna be doing the same. Not necessarily. So this is what it's looking like. And I'm gonna do some lipstick. And that will be the end of this look, guys. I'm just wiping off this. No, I have not. I'm gonna be using the brown pencil on this, lining my lip like so. Just like this. I'll do the same thing for here. And this is what it looks like. I'm gonna take my hand and just smooth this out. And I'm gonna apply a gloss. This is from the Maybelline brand. And this completes this look. I'll try. So guys, that is the end of this tutorial. I enjoyed making this tutorial, most especially because I got to talk about something that I really love. And all right, take care. I hope to see you tomorrow. So guys, that is the end of this makeup video, this tutorial. I hope you learned something from this video. You can go off and finish this up with a powder like I am gonna do, like so. And then you can spray. And guys, that completes this look. Now once this dries, everything would have blended in. There will be no powdery surface. Like your face is gonna look smooth, it's gonna look blended, everything is gonna come together and it will give this the perfect finish for your makeup. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for being on my live, and I will be seeing you again tomorrow. To come back for another video, another class, and guys, I'll see you in class. Bye guys.